Charles Henry Ross was a British cartoonist and writer. He was born in 1835 in London, the son of Charles Ross, a reporter for the House of Commons, and possibly his wife Anne H. Ross. He studied art before becoming a reporter in the House like his father, and in 1860 he became a second-class clerk in the offices of the Accountant General of the Navy. He wrote penny dreadful serials, as early as seeming to be The Woman with the Yellow Hair, a romance of good and bad society, issued anonymously in 1860. In 1867 he began submitting humorous cartoons for Judy or the London Serio-Comic Journal. It is possible that between 1861 and 1871 he was married to Constance Ross and Mary A.J. Ross, but it is not certain. He seemingly married Isabelle Emilie Louisa Tessier, who would illustrate his strips as Mary Duval, around or after 1870, possibly in France. He contributed to Judy until 1887. His wife died in circa 1890. He himself died in London in 1897. Frank Wyatt, a well-known British actor, was born as Francis Neville Gunning in 1852 in Greenwich, London, the son of barrister Thomas Wyatt Gunning and Lucy Latour. He studied art at the Royal Academy and became an illustrator on the Illustrated Sporting and Dramatic News. He began appearing in farces at the Criterion Theatre, before appearing in various burlesques over the next several decades at the Gaiety Theatre, London, among others. He was renowned for his comedic character roles. In 1886 he married theatre manager and performer Violet Melnott. He died at St. Peter's Nursing Home in Streatham in 1926. Together they co-wrote the 1893 The Earth Girl, a Weird Legend. Taking place on the island of Braco in the Channel Islands, we see a ruined aristocrat and escaped French felon, along with his pregnant mate, who came to the island to seek her inheritance that was scornfully denied her. Reduced to beggary and ordered to leave the island, but not having the means to do so, they are trapped. They stop an old woman coming from the market to beg, but she refuses to give them anything, so they wind up killing her. They are then hunted by all the people on the island, taking refuge in an ancient ruined manor atop the Devil's Crag, which the angry mob let collapse on top of them. The two find themselves trapped in an underground cavern, from which they can never return, and spend years in isolation in semi-darkness, raising a child who had never seen the outside world or other people, and who gleefully chucks them into the underground river to be devoured by man-eating fish when they die. The weird atmosphere of this part of the novel is the most intriguing section of the book. Sadly, we soon have a British peer, Lord Nitherdale, inherit the land on Devil's Crag, and after digging them up, the girl whom he names Terror is unleashed. She stays with him as he studies her out of curiosity, teaching her about the world, though she is quite annoyed at being secreted away to a cottage with a nurse when his son comes around. She escapes, they fall in love, and he takes her away on his yacht, right after she sets the cottage on fire and kills her nurse. There is a tedious section of the two of them in Monte Carlo, where she ruins him financially while being woefully unfaithful, eventually turning his brother against him with made-up tales of abuse. And her first lover kills her second, his own brother, in cold blood, and then kills himself in prison. Terror returns to the island and would marry the old Lord Nitherdale, but he finds out she caused his son's death, so he shoves her back underground forever. The novel ending with the only return to form since the tedious stay in Monaco, saying how many years later the locals still hear screams from underground, along with wild but impotent battering as of maimed and enfeebled hands.